but we all do it for the same reason: to express ourselves and to go fast. We spend quality time with friends and family, conversations learning about technical things or about each other. Late nights in the garage finishing your build, and early mornings at the track. That 8th time out and back with your transmission. The day that you get to drive it and feel it performed like you wanted. That's the day all the broken knuckles, countless hours, and thousands of dollars are truly worth it. Take away cars, and you take away us.
Welcome back, guys. I'm in the shop today with Jonathan Franco. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Jonathan Franco. I live out here in Salem, Ohio, right down from Quaker City Motorsports Park. Been living here for a year now, just bought a house, and that's just about it. I climb cell phone towers for a living. I'm 23 years old.
He's pregnant, you just don't see it.
Yeah,
So
that's why I'm leaning. Got to cover it up.
So we're here today. A lot of friends and family came over and helped him get his car partially back together. He is a drag racer. Would you like to tell us how you got your start in that?
Really, I got my start whenever my dad came home with a junior dragster in the bed of his truck. And to that day, I'd never seen one of those before. I didn't know what they were. And he got my sister one and me one. And man, God bless him, he used to race his car at Quaker, and then he'd run both of us in junior dragsters, me and my sister Morgan. And ever since I climbed in that thing, it just felt like home. And you know, like they say, once it's in you, you can't get it out of you. So that's pretty much where it started, was junior dragsters when I was little. Won a lot of races in that thing. And then I found this laying out in a field in Franklin Square, Ohio. And I rolled in and I said, how much you want for that thing? And I ended up bartering. I got this car for $400, and I traded an old four-wheeler for it that I paid $100 for. So $500.
Nice.
Got my car.
So tell us a little bit about the car.
It's a '79. It's actually a GMC Caballero. I know they did a run with like the Conquistas, and I don't remember some of the other names, but this is actually a 1979 GMC Caballero. But whenever anyone asks me, I just say it's an El Camino. It's easier, and it's easier to pronounce, it's easier to say, and it all looks the same.
Well, there's only one thing that I see missing with having the El Camino is the mullet. What's up with that?
I have contemplated, and I've had plenty of people tell me that that's what I'm missing. I can't do it. I just cannot do it.
So, get back with today, and you've had a little rough go with your arm. You broke it. Not moving very fast either, to say the least. But
yeah,
it's been a rough go with that. And how did it feel when everybody showed up today to help?
To be honest, I was really taken away today, because up till today, all I knew was that my dad and Sean Lomere were coming over to help me get the gear in the rear end. We actually did a rear end swap in it. We went with 12 bolt because we just kept breaking that 10 bolt. So, but anyways, I don't really know a whole lot when it comes to that critique and thousandths of an inch and stuff. So they come over, they have some of the special tools too to help me, and I was like, okay. So I got everything set up, and then just car after car after car kept pulling in the driveway. I'm like, what is going on? And the next thing I know, Frank Sari jumps out, Jim TG jumps out, and then you pull in, and my mom shows up, and who else was here? Oh my God, Jason Jaros was here. There were two others, I can't remember their name, but I mean, it was just, the entire driveway was full. And I didn't know how to take it. I really didn't. I didn't know what to say. I couldn't say thank you enough, because, you know, they didn't just show up and, hey, how's it going? I'm here to help. I mean, their entire truck beds were full of all of their extra parts. And they said, man, anything that you need in this pile, you can have. And I'll tell you what, yeah, it's like family.
Well, that was the whole point of everybody coming over to, I mean, we're family. We'd like to try and, even though I don't have a car right now, and
You will.
You,
You can drive mine
no,
anytime.
no. That Fox body will be done when I get around to it.
Fox body. You let a little hint out.
Nah, some of the viewers already know.
I like the Fox body.
There's been a few hints. It'll be Chevy powered for the most part. That's
the only way to get.
That's all I'm gonna say. So, what are some of the things you got done to it today? I know when I first got here that it was in the air and there was no rear end in it.
Yeah.
And,
There was no rear end, no fuel system, no electronics, really. I mean, I had some of the basics. But we got the rear end completely put together today. Up under the car. We got a new fuel cell in it. Well, a used fuel cell, but it's just like new. Got that in there. The fuel system ran for it. I mean, all that's left now is just a few odds and ends. I mean, and you wouldn't think that just a rear end, a fuel cell, and some wiring, and this would take long, but all day we had 7 people grinding on this thing, and still.
Well, I mean, you know, with the exception of a few of us that kept eating, so you know.
Yeah.
But well, that's the thing. I mean, what looks like may take an hour will take 6 hours, 10 hours,
Yeah.
12 hours. But in the end, you have a finished product that you put together with your friends and family, and that's what racing's all about. And that's something we're trying to get back to on the channel is the family aspect of it and showing the tight-knit community between whether you go to a drag strip, a drift event, an autocross, even to some of these hard park events where people are just, you know, there. It's a community.
Yeah, I mean, people talk about it a lot, but
Oh, yeah.
no one really sees it. So that's cool that they'll be able to see it and actually, you know, get what we're getting at.
I think it's absolutely awesome that everybody
is.
showed up with parts to put your car together.
Yeah.
And so what are your goals for the car this year?
This year, my goal is, as funny as it sounds, I want to win a round. Okay?
He wants to go past first round.
Yeah, last year I kind of embarrassed myself. I went out and lost to a stock F-150. Like right off the showroom floor, F-150 smoked me.
In that case, I should have put the Elantra against you.
Yeah. I do have a video that I can send to you. Maybe we'll put it in there. But yeah, and it was so embarrassing to go out there. This F-150 didn't do a burnout. He just pulled up to the line. I did like this big smoky burnout. I got everyone at the track behind me like, oh, this car, I got $100 on this car, gonna win. And I just smoked the tires and lose. But so my plans for this year is to not only win a round, but I want to win an event.
I think you're well on your way.
I think so.
Without letting, I don't know how much you want to let out, but what are, besides the rear end, some of the other changes motor-wise that you've changed for this season?
I honestly have really nothing to hide with this car. I'm kind of like the farm truck mentality. If you want to check it out, feel free. You know, take the hood off. You got to take a bunch of washers off first, but take the hood off. But we're running nitrous on it this year. I don't know anything about it, but luckily my dad does. So pretty much he's gonna tune it or whatever. He's gonna tell me what to do.
Well, between him and Frank, I think you've got 2 good tuners on your hands.
I definitely
think you'll
do.
Be all right.
I definitely do. And since I'm gonna be running the hard tire class this year, so it's gonna be one of those. Once I get down the track, if I think it'll handle it, it'll just be on a button a little bit extra if I need it down track.
Just in case.
Yeah, one of those just in cases. But it's still the same motor that I got spanked by that F-150. But the biggest thing was the tires, and I was just, the hard tire stuff is hard to learn.
Oh yeah.
And I just spun the tires right off the hit, and it was over.
You were talking about all your friends coming and helping out today, and some of the parts. So what are some of the things that was given to you for the old beast?
Man, the list just goes on and on. Jason Jaros brought me over some 2-inch drop spindles for the front. I got a pair of front shocks. They're like a 90-10 shock. Couple fuel cells, couple different options of fuel cells so I could choose what I liked. Every fitting, hose, grommet, connector, anything you can think of for that. Anything pertaining to nitrous. solenoids, lines, different bottle brackets for the bottle. And one of the guys even said, I have a bottle at home you can have. And I was like, no, man. He's like, no, just take it. And I just can't, part of me wanted to say, because I don't like taking stuff. I mean, as I'm sure a lot of people don't, but I just can't. I feel like so bad, but I know that they feel so good to give it to me. So it's a hard trade-off, but
You don't want to disrespect them by not taking it, but you also don't want to be needy to take it. I get what you're saying.
Yeah. I mean, but I got a lot of stuff, and the best part about it is I get to learn with it all. So it's good that I have a bunch of different options. So okay, that didn't work. So and so gave me this, and it's always good to have extra parts on these race cars because you're always learning. And from going from track to track to track, as we do the no prep stuff now, you're always changing stuff. So you may need an extra set of shocks. Jim brought me these awesome shocks. I don't even know how much they're worth, but probably more than the whole car, to be honest with you. And he said, you can just have them. Yeah, see if they work. Oh, you want them back? No, just hang on to them. Like, I can't get over the generosity of.
They're absolutely, I mean.
Great guys. And Jim drove 4 hours.
Yeah.
Just to come over and help today.
Yeah, that.
4 hours. I can't drive an hour to Summit to go pick up parts. And he drove 4 just to drop some off.
I forget you live so close to Summit. It makes me sad sometimes. So, besides the winning aspect and the going forward for this year, what is another big goal of yours for the year for the car, whether it be going forward with getting out of the class and getting a new class, or just you plan on trying to dominate this class before you get out of it?
For sure, that is definitely it. I mean, I would love to. I always want to be that guy that when they see it rolling on the trailer, they're like, we're going to have our hands full today. Everyone knows a guy that when you see him pull in, you're like, man, I hope I don't pull him first round.
Yeah, I know a few of them guys.
I want to be known as that guy. And, this year I want to just dominate the hard tire class, get it down, get it figured out to where I can say, I mastered it. I figured it out. And then I want to smack some small tires on it and then go into that, learn with that, and just keep progressing. And then eventually maybe try to fit some big tires under it.
Big tire old Elko gonna be rocking it.
That's right.
Get that double F Performance big block in her.
Oh, I don't know. We gotta keep the small block in it.
Keep the small block.
I think it's cool.
Timing.
Yeah, I think it's cool to see a small block, beat a big block. Something about it. It's cool.
It happens a lot. It happens.
I love the underdog aspect of it. When this thing ain't pretty by no means. I mean, I'm sure from the distance that they're at, it looks great. Don't get close. The clear coat's cracking. Everything has.
That's why we picked this door, because it's nice and shiny.
It's the only shiny part. and like we're sitting strategically to cover up like bad spots. And most of the time, if there's a dent or something, I just find another sticker, cover it up. Because I feel like, to me, it's harder, especially being young, so I'm not careful. The older folks.
Oh, we know you're not careful,
The tailgate barely shuts. But the biggest thing is I wouldn't be able to take care of it. If it was perfectly clean, I would mess it up somehow. I would drop something on it. So it's so much easier to just, it looks like crap, and I'm okay with that. Because no one's expecting...
Pristine.
Yep.
Yeah.
That way, when someone's like, wow, why did you do that? Well, it matches the rest of the car. When we were working on it today, there was a couple times Jason drilled a hole and he's like, oh crap, there's a bracket there. Just drill it lower. It matches the rest of the car. That's kind of been the motto today, is that it matches the rest of the car.
It'll be all right. So a few things that you've done. I mean, you talked about changing the rear end, and I know a lot of that was due to last year's accident.
Yeah, that was a fun ride.
Yeah,
we
last
weren't going
year,
fast, but we were going fast enough. I had a little bit of whiplash from that, actually.
Yeah, I heard about that.
Yeah.
So last year, you lost your axle. You want to elaborate a little bit on that? And
basically, it was as stock as it gets. My dad built me a motor. Nothing fancy, but better than stock. And it had the stock 7.5 10-bolt in it. Still drum brakes, everything like that. From every bit of it was stock. Even the gear, everything was stock. And everyone kept telling me, you're gonna break them axles, man. You're gonna break them axles, and they're just gonna shoot out the side. And me, I'm 23 years old. I'm like, shut up, old man. I know what I'm doing. Until I met the cement wall. And then it all kind of came to me. I'm like, I need to start focusing on what I'm putting on this car. And unfortunately, you know, if there's only one option and it's expensive, just got to do it.
I mean, something I found out I'm not much older than you, but something I found out in all aspects is the cheapest isn't always what cuts it.
No, it's not. No, it's not.
The cheapest, no matter, I mean, you can try and save $1 here and $1 there, but it's going to cost you in the end.
Yes, it is. I learned that, unfortunately, the hard way. Although, this car is badass. I mean, I put it right in the wall. The only thing that happened was it scraped the license plate on the front. That was it. I mean, they're not as, you would never know, other than the axle smacked the side of the car, you'd never know, and it matches the rest of the car anyways. So, you would never know I crashed it.
Welcome back, guys. So I know it's been a few days since we were in the shop and doing a video on the El Camino and doing a video with Jonathan here. I know it doesn't look like it, but we have changed locations and shirts. So we are out here at the drag strip today. We were going to do some testing with the El Camino. We were going to do some testing with the El Camino today. So with everything that they put into helping you get the vehicle ready, how did it equate to testing?
Well, we actually, after that day, we did a little bit of testing in the driveway just to kind of feel everything out, and we found a couple things that were just a little off. You know, pinion angle's a little off. We had left to right of the rear end was off, and of course small things like, you know, some stuff rattled loose. We forgot to tighten it and all that. Which could have been because of beer, but... Well, you know,
we had a good time that day, but
thankfully we were able to get all that ironed out, and I feel pretty confident coming in today. It launches decent in the driveway, so I think as long as the track holds it, I'm going to try to get up through the gears and...
make a few A to B passes?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Awesome. So, everybody... we talked about how everybody helped put this thing together for you, and how's it feel to actually be able to drive it now after all that help?
It really feels weird, man. I almost feel like everyone should be in the bed with me, you know, riding down with me, because it was a team effort. You know, not one person did this. I mean, hats off to everyone that helped me along the way, because, you know, no matter what happens out there today, it's still the fact that everyone just took time out of their day to drive down, take their own parts off their shelves and give it to me. It just means the world to me. It really does.
So I do want to take a second to thank our sponsors, one of which is DoubleF Performance Automotive. It is his father. He does drive the Cherry Black Camaro, and it's a very awesome Camaro. It's actually out here going to do some testing today as well, and I'd like to thank Homewrecker Racing, Colt Trucking, Stripper Glitter, as well as Crafty Angels t-shirt design. She does a lot of t-shirt stuff for us now. We brought her on board. So we do have quite a lot of sponsors. I did want to give them a very big thank you for supporting the channel and allowing us to do this. Would you like to give any closing remarks?
Yeah, basically I just want to thank everyone, specifically Sean Lomere, Frank Sari, James T.G., Harry Quinn, and Jason Jaros. I think I might be forgetting one or two. The names, I know the faces, but I gotta thank them a lot, and obviously my mom and dad. They're the ones that keep me sane during all this, because, you know, before they all came and helped me, I was always struggling with this thing, trying to figure things out, and I don't know what I'm doing, but my dad does, so he's always helping me. And then when it doesn't work out the way it's supposed to, my mom's there to, you know, tell me it's all right, and, you know, do what moms do. So definitely gotta thank my mom, because I don't think she gets enough
appraisal.
Yeah, she doesn't get nearly enough appraisal that she deserves.
she's the glue that holds us together for sure. So thank you, Mom, for everything you do.
So I just want to thank everybody for coming out and helping him and allowing me to film for him. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. If you do, like and subscribe.
Why do we put up with the blood, sweat, tears, and empty bank accounts? For some, it's point A to point B. But for us, it's part of who we are. That calm, yet exciting sound at the end. An extension of our personality, a superhuman extension of ourselves. Whether it's 180 horsepower or 1800, it doesn't matter. It's all about the hunt.